Hey YouTubers, this is Guardian Mike coming at you. We've got Dr. Sam here. He's in the United States from the Philippines, and I want to talk to him about the distinction, his experience of time frame in his practice. I deal with many elderly, mentally ill, developmentally disabled, and sometimes they just don't really articulate well their concerns. And sometimes I've sat in on care conferences and I ask 3 questions, or I've with somebody asks 3 questions, and it changes dramatically the tempo and the atmosphere in the room. Doctor, time frame, medical profession, the culture, doctor-patient. Can you talk to me about that?
Yes, that is actually one of the most major complaints that patients have about doctors, is that they don't spend enough time, and they rush through and they have an agenda and they go through and they ask the questions and they lead the conversation, and all of a sudden they're gone. The doctor's gone to the next patient and they think, well, I didn't ask the question I had, you know, I didn't talk to him about that. In the Philippines, the average patient is seen by a physician for only 2 to 3 minutes. I am part of a teaching program, and we see patients, and we have people that work with us that we're training, and they average 30 to 45 minutes per patient, and ask all kinds of questions, do all kinds of preventive things, health and other issues that are just pertinent to the person, but not necessarily why they came to see the doctor. And so there's plenty of time also for them to ask the questions if they have any. We ask them, do you have questions? And so that makes it much more of a feeling. The patient goes away with much greater feeling that they were actually listened to. And I think that's the key. Doctors need to listen to patients, because the patients and what they hear from the patients should actually cause the duration and the direction that the doctor-patient relationship has. And if you do that, your patients will be much more happy with the outcome and with the information they receive, because it answers questions that they may have.
It's person-centered planning.
It is.
Person-centered practice.
It is very easy for us to have an agenda, just want to solve the problem, and that's all we want to do, and then we want to move on to the next patient. But that's not very patient-friendly, you understand, and many patients find that a little bit cold, I think.
I've heard it said too that some of the healing process is to have another human being, the words you speak pass through the ears of another human being. It makes a difference versus talking to a stone wall.
It's been my experience that even when I cannot help a person, if I listen to them and hear what they're saying, and even if I tell them, you know, I sympathize, but there's not anything I can do for that, the fact that I listen to them is very important to part of the process of them having peace about it, even though I cannot actually help them.
Patients on responsibility on their part, is it a good idea? Do you find it helpful if they list the top, they come in with a written list?
Yes, except when the list is 10 or 20 in length. And then we ask them to pick out the top 3 items that they really want us to talk about today. And then maybe the next time we'll talk about something else. It depends on how much time you have, but if you have a lot of patients waiting on you, if you have 50 people waiting on you, then you can't describe all 10 problems, you know, with every patient.
Pick the top 2 or 3.
Yes,
and
but I'll let them choose the subjects. I'll let them choose which one of the ones they want me to talk about, see that way.
All right. And we're going to come back. I'm going to ask you about maybe about care conferences and questioning and mental health. Stay tuned, folks.